Have you ever wanted to learn something new, like playing guitar, speaking a new language, or coding an app, but felt like you didn't have the time, the talent, or the right brain for it? We're often told that mastery takes 10,000 hours. But what if I told you that you could get surprisingly good at almost any skill in a fraction of that time? Not by cutting corners, but by understanding how your brain actually learns and applying some simple science-backed strategies. This is what the science of rapid skill acquisition is all about. And once you understand these ideas, you'll never approach learning the same way again. Peter Hollins, the author of this book, is a researcher and psychologist who has spent years studying the science of learning, productivity, and behavior change. This book was written for people who were tired of feeling stuck, who want to gain new abilities quickly, not perfectly, but efficiently and effectively. In an age where skills get outdated faster than ever, knowing how to learn fast isn't just helpful, it's essential. The core message of the book is this: rapid learning isn't about talent or genius. It's about using the right methods. With focus, structure, and the right mindset, anyone can acquire new skills faster than they thought possible. One of the biggest shifts Hollins introduces is the idea of intentional, high-leverage learning. Most of us learn passively. We read a bit here, watch a tutorial there, maybe tinker when we feel motivated. But real, rapid learning requires what Hollins calls active immersion. That means practicing the actual skill in real-life scenarios with full mental engagement. If you want to learn public speaking, reading books about it won't get you there. You have to speak repeatedly, out loud, in front of people. It's uncomfortable, but that's the point. Learning happens just beyond your comfort zone. Hollins references studies in neuroscience showing how the brain builds and strengthens neural pathways fastest through hands-on, deliberate repetition. So the takeaway? Stop over-preparing and start doing. Dive into the deep end and let experience teach you what no book ever could. The second insight is what Hollins calls deconstructing the skill. Instead of approaching a new skill as one giant, intimidating monolith, break it down into its smallest, meaningful parts. For example, if you want to learn photography, don't just aim to become a photographer. Start by learning how to adjust exposure, then aperture, then composition. Micro skills like these are more digestible, easier to practice, and give you faster wins. This principle mirrors the idea of chunking from cognitive psychology. By focusing on bite-sized elements, your brain encodes information more easily and with less overwhelm. It also helps you stay motivated because each sub-skill you master is a clear sign of progress. So if something feels too big to learn, it probably is. Make it smaller. Next comes the role of focus and time blocking. One of the most counterintuitive truths about rapid learning is that it often requires less time but more intensity. Hollins recommends short, deeply focused sessions as little as 45 to 90 minutes, where you're fully absorbed in the practice. He draws from the concept of deep work made famous by Cal Newport, where your brain enters a state of intense concentration and progress accelerates. Distractions, checking your phone, switching tabs, casual multitasking, shatter this state and destroy momentum. Hollins suggests creating learning sprints, where you practice one micro skill without interruption and evaluate your results immediately. The goal is not just to spend time, but to maximize quality of effort during that time. It's not how long you study, it's how you study. Another powerful tool from the book is something called feedback loops. Simply put, you need to know if you're improving. Without feedback, immediate, honest, and specific, you're just guessing. Hollins emphasizes the importance of having systems in place that tell you what's working and what's not. This could be a coach, a mentor, a performance log, or even recording yourself and reviewing your performance. The key is real-time correction. Pilots use flight instruments, athletes use game tape, and learners must use some form of reflection to guide their next steps. Progress isn't just about putting in the reps. It's about adjusting based on what those reps reveal. Then there's the mindset aspect, and this might be the most crucial of all. Rapid learners believe they can learn quickly, not because they're delusional, but because they've let go of the myth that intelligence is fixed. Hollins builds on the work of Carol Dweck and her research on growth mindset. If you think mistakes mean you're failing, you'll avoid challenges. But if you understand that errors are data and struggle is proof that your brain is rewiring itself, then learning becomes a game of exploration, not a test of identity. In one story, he describes a language learner who committed to speaking only in their target language for 30 days, even though they made hundreds of errors every day. By the end, their fluency had skyrocketed, not because they avoided mistakes, but because they embraced them. The mindset isn't, I must get this right. It's, I get better every time I get it wrong. One more underrated technique in the book is called mental modeling. This means creating a simplified map of how a system or skill works in your mind. It's like having a mental cheat sheet. For example, a chess player might not memorize every possible move, but they know patterns in common situations. A musician might not read every note perfectly, but they feel the structure of the music. Hollins explains that creating these models helps you anticipate, correct, and connect new information much faster. So don't just memorize steps. Try to understand the deeper logic behind them. Ask yourself, why does this work? What's the pattern? What's the principle? All of these strategies converge into one powerful idea. Learning is a skill, not just the thing you're learning, but the act of learning itself. And the better you get at learning, the more doors open. You're not bound by what you studied in school or the job titles you held. You can pivot, reinvent, and grow at any age. To recap, if you want to learn anything quickly, you need to engage actively, not passively. Break skills down into chunks. Focus intensely, even if for short periods. Build feedback loops so you can correct in real time. Adopt a mindset where mistakes are fuel, not failure. And finally, create mental models that make learning stick. These are simple ideas, but they're rarely practiced with intention. Yet, if you commit to even a few of them, you'll be shocked at how quickly you can go from novice to competent. So next time you're hesitating to start something new, ask yourself, what's really stopping you? Is it time? Or is it the belief that you need to be perfect from day one? The truth is, you don't need 10,000 hours to get good. You need to start, and you need to be smart about how you learn. If this summary sparked your curiosity, I highly recommend reading the full book, The Science of Rapid Skill Acquisition by Peter Hollins. It's packed with practical tools, scientific insights, and real-life stories that make you feel like skill building is not just possible, but inevitable. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to check out our other book summaries, subscribe for more, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your next skill is just one focused session away. Let's grow together.